Welcome in to Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling, the only podcast on the Marchland Media Empire conglomeration experience that is punching directly into your eye sockets and your eardrums and your heart. Every episode of Lucha Underground, we are on Season 3, Episode 25, Left for Dead. I'm one of your hosts. My name is Sean. With me is your other host. It is James.
Buongiorno. DiGiorno pizza bagel bites.
Okay. Hello and pizza bagel bites to you two.
To you too. Yeah, guys, let's try and get their next concert tour sponsored by Pizza Bagel Bites, just like Lucha Underground still is brought to you by Pizza Bagel Bites.
Yeah. Which is funny because we are brought to you by hearty greetings and love for our fellow man, which is the core ingredients of Pizza Bagel Bites.
Okay, I thought you were going to say Totino pizza rolls. They're practically the same. Because you said that on this podcast. Why do you think
I sound like Sanji's original voice actor in the American dub of One Piece? What was that Brooklyn accent you gave me? Totino's Pizza Bagel. I sound like John Travolta in your mind.
No, I was sounding a lot like, in my mind, possibly a Quick Draw McGraw. It was very Hanna-Barbera-esque.
It was a deeply Brooklyn accent.
Okay, well, Brooklyn can also be a bear, you know? I bet, that's what... No, I was sounding like Barney. Barney has, a Brooklyn accent, sort of.
Barney kind of does have a Brooklyn accent.
Yes,
yeah, okay.
Also, all of that, that's where fucking Joseph Barbera's is from Brooklyn. He was a aggressively New York man. On Never fair. Not Funny, he was a writer on Johnny Bravo, then co-created Danny Phantom. He was talking about when he would meet him in the halls, Joseph Barbera. He's like, yeah, man, I'm surprised I wasn't fired for the many times I clearly disrespected that man. He said a story of oh yeah, I love all the cartoons, but man, what was up with such and such show? That one was not good. And then Joseph Barbera goes, that was a brainchild of mine. I hold that in very high regards, and then walked away. Actually, after reading Barbera's book, he 100% was just doing this to razz this man. He probably doesn't even remember that cartoon. He's like, no, yeah, I love that. It was my most dear thing ever, just to make this man fear him.
It turns out it wasn't even a Hanna-Barbera. It was like a G.I. Joe. He was just claiming credit for cartoons to make this guy feel awkward.
It was just a Ruby Spears production.
Wait, what is Ruby Spears?
So the guys who came up with Scooby-Doo, they worked for a long time on Hanna-Barbera. What's up?
I just want to remind the listeners, this is a wrestling podcast. Please continue talking about cartoons from the 70s?
Yeah, probably 70s, 80s. So then Ruby and Spears, they eventually left because they're like, we're not getting paid what we should be getting paid, probably, I would assume. So they started Ruby Spears, and they did a lot of shows that you're like, well, that's Hanna-Barbera. And it's like, no, that was Ruby Spears.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm excited to do a deep dive on that.
Well, let's do it right now.
But wait, can I first transition into the podcast that we're about to record?
Yeah, bitch.
Hell yeah. Oh, wow, it looks like Ruby Spears had to go for a run. You know who else had to go for a run this episode? Dante Fox in the opening cinematics.
Whoa.
Ha-cha-cha. Ha-cha-cha. We cut into Boyle Heights Day. And it's just, Dante Fox going on a run through the streets of Boyle Heights.
They did Heathcliff. That's something you might know about him.
Oh, I don't remember Heathcliff having a TV series.
Oh, wow, you didn't? Alvin and the Chipmunks, they worked on that.
Lovely television program.
Dragon's Lair, the TV show.
Was that the
based on the video game, yeah?
Yeah, the arcade machine that was more like a cartoon.
Yeah, they did It's Punky Brewster, the animated series.
They worked exclusively on shows I did not know were picked up to series.
Here's back to back. This is all the same year, one after another. Rambo, The Force of Freedom.
Okay.
Chuck Norris, Karate Commandos, and that Commandos is spelled with a K, and Police Academy, the series.
None of these are real shows.
Oh, they did Mega Man. That one you might know.
I don't know if I remember.
You never saw the Mega Man series? Dude, you should. No. It's decent, okay?
Okay. Oh, wow. Decent even?
Oh, yeah. Decent even. And it was a co-production with Ashi Production, so it is also like an anime bullshit.
Wow. Okay. I mean, it's cool to like get work after leaving such a big studio. That's impressive to like Hanna-Barbera is a big deal to like leave and strike out on your own and to like get shows.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But I mean, after you created Scooby-Doo, you can do that.
This is true. It is less impressive for Kojima to leave Konami and then go on to do like Death Stranding.
Excuse me. He did not leave Konami. He was forcibly removed because they're like, we don't know what to do with you anymore.
I was like, I just want to make a weird bathtub video game. Let me make my weird bathtub video game.
Just please let me show boobies on screen.
I'll make it scary, I promise.
It's the most sapphic view you can get from a non-sapphic view of a man.
You know, they always say the most silent of hills are the boobies.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Unless they're clacking along like this. Yeah,
that's why
they're silent.
Whenever I start dating someone, I'm always sure to attach some bells to their tatas.
Uh-huh. Even tassels don't make too much noise.
No, that's why you got to put those little, remember hit clips?
No.
Oh, great. They were like, it was like an early MP3 toy.
Okay, nope, I know what you're talking about, yeah. MP3 toy, yeah.
Right, because it's not like a full, like you would only get one song per hit clip.
It's such a waste of fucking plastic.
Yeah. Especially at that time, it was like, it was just easier to listen to a CD.
Yeah.
But like, no. If you want to listen to Bye 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 on repeat and only Bye Bye Bye.
Compressed to shit.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, I can't imagine the sound quality would be good.
Yeah, man, people love wasting plastic. That's why Plastic Man needs to change his name eventually. He needs to be called Macro Plastic Man because eventually all of us will be plastic men.
Mm-hmm. And because we should all eat him.
Oh, yeah, that too. We got to throw him in our water supplies, let him deteriorate slowly over time.
Hell yeah.
Because Plastic Man still needs to breathe. No air down there, guys.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And if you die, you deteriorate.
We'll get his dad to hit him over the head real hard with a brick over a well, and he falls into the well, and then the dad just, bricks up that well.
What? It feels almost cruel to make the father beat his own son with the brick and cover up the well. I feel like we should either contract out the bricklayering or the brick hitting.
Well, that's what Sadako had happen to her, so why not?
I guess. I hope we have more budget than Sadako's parents when they murdered her.
But this is what happens. All of a sudden, freaky little plastic man crawling out of your screens after you watch a VHS tape.
Oh, okay.
Or after you listen to hit clips of the Plastic Man theme song that I believe was a Hanna-Barbera production. Or it was Ruby Spears. Hold on.
James, we got to record this podcast.
We are recording it,
Okay. I got one sentence into Dante Fox Goes on a Run. And then whatever this was happened.
I need to say this. The Plastic Man Comedy Adventure Show was a Ruby Spears show, okay?
This is great. Super.
Why are you talking about wrestling?
It's a wrestling podcast.
No, I said, why aren't you right now?
Because this opening is deeply fucked up, and there's not a great transition from Ruby Spears into PTSD flashbacks.
But I get it now. After seeing from Dante Fox's point of view, yeah, man, of course you would be pissed. He was like screaming like, hey, man, I always imagined him like knocked out, like unconscious for like in a vegetated state. Well, but I guess that doesn't make sense. Why were you thinking that, James?
We need to back up and actually explain what happened.
Nah.
Because a lot of people don't actually watch the episodes, but they listen to the podcast and hey, thanks for that.
Do you want to know what? No. Watch Lucha Underground, buy it on Amazon Prime, and then get back to us.
Spoilers for the ending.
Oh, real quick. Also, when you buy that, use promo code JustJames.
Is that a real promo code?
No, I'm implying that
Okay.
only I am seeing profits from a promo code.
Oh, fuck off. Okay. So a little bit of spoilers. I did not get an end to the episode. The video file got corrupted. James, did you see the end to this episode?
Yeah, I just Googled the thing and then something popped up.
Fair enough. I was binging it and I couldn't find a damn thing.
Oh, Bing. Actually, I Yandexed it. It's a Russian website, so it'll give you illegal video feeds. But
Hell
it's
yeah.
also the Google image search of your. That's what Yandex's image search is. So it works perfectly opposed to this Google Lens bullshit.
It sounds like the way you screamed it works perfectly. It sounds like you have a lot of stock you cannot get rid of in this company.
No, it works
perfectly.
I had a lot of stock invested mentally in the old Google image search where you could just right click Google image search. Now it pops up Lens and it's in a sidebar instead of showing me, because what I mainly use it for is this is an image I want to post along with a, tweet or whatever, but it's super small. The old Google image search used to show you, oh, here's all the different sizes. So like if you need something that's like 2,000 by 2,000, here it is opposed to 300 by 300. Yandex does that now. You can use yandex.com. There is also a yandex.ru. I wouldn't advise for that.
If this episode has not been paid for by Yandex, we're leaving Yandex on the table. I'll say it right now. But not AU, are you?
Not RU. Yeah, that means
not
Russian.
RU. Yeah, never RU. I spit upon RU. I go patooey on RU. But everything else, give us money.
Use .to before you use .ru.
Absolutely. Terrell Owens, NFL legend, former Buffalo Bill, Terrell Owens is a great search engine and should be used for all of your image searching.
Isn't Terrell Owens an actor?
Speaking of actors, a great actor is Willem Dafoe from a film, The Lighthouse. The Lighthouse is about a large tower, a beacon that is set upon the sea. And I think a great beacon of your daily workout routine should be a jog, maybe through your neighborhood like Dante Fox does in Boyle Heights in this opening clip. I need you to at least appreciate how hard I worked for that fucking transition.
Yeah, no, it wasn't hard. It's easy for you, dude.
I'm crying and sweating, and there's blood in my stool now. Super easy.
Terrell Owens is an actor. Like that, I always thought he was just an actor.
Okay, it's the football player though.
Yeah, it is the football player. Yes.
Okay, yeah, he did like there needs to be a more famous football player to movie star other than O.J. Simpson. It's been over 40 years since the Naked Gun movie started coming out. There needs to be a more famous football player to actor career than O.J. Simpson. But I can't think of one, so...
Oh, no, right now it's mainly basketball players doing that.
I think mainly it's specifically LeBron James doing that.
Well, no, Steph Curry's in stuff.
Is he?
Yeah, I mean, he's in Holey Moley and he's doing acting there.
What is a Holey Moley?
Dude, you've never seen Holey Moley? It's a it's miniature golf, but it's mixed in with like whiplash and stuff.
Is hosting acting?
Well, no, so he isn't a host of it. It's Rob Riggle and that other guy who are just flawless color commentators. Oh my God, they are legitimately hilarious. He is like the boss of it. So like whenever he is in these interstitials, it's kind of like Lucha Underground where Dario Cueto is like, he's not one of the wrestlers. He is a character.
Oh, interesting.
And Michael Jordan, what about him? Oh, I guess he was a baseball player.
He was a baseball player more than anything else. Wait, is Steph Curry playing Steph Curry, or is he playing a character that is not named Steph Curry? This is so important.
He is Steph Curry, but he is playing a caricature of him.
A fictionalized Steph Curry. His acting teacher walked up to him and said, "You're Steph Curry, but what if you're Steph Curry who sometimes wore a hat?
Ooh, what if you're Steph Curry in space?"
Exactly. What if you're Steph Curry and you ran out of toilet paper and also your mother's Godzilla?
Oh, what if you're Steph Curry and you're sitting in the audience of the temple?
Whoa. What if you're Steph Curry and you forgot to vote on election day? Shoot.
What if you're Steph Curry and you're a prisoner of war along with Dante Fox?
Oh, all of these fun transitions back does not alleviate the heaviness that was this scene. So Dante Fox is going for a run. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at how many times we've actually come up to the first 3 seconds of this episode.
Instead, go to the second, then the third. We don't need to keep going back to the first, you know?
Okay. As Dante Fox is running, he passes a construction site, and the rubble causes a hallucinatory flashback to his time in Afghanistan. Fox relives Killshot's daring escape from this POW camp, as well as Fox's own unheard and ignored cries for help from his own cell. It's kind of brutal. Their tortures and taunts from his captors back then become felt in the present. As Fox continues to run, he now jolts his head in reaction to these cut-ins from the flashback.
It does, like, I have a little less sympathy for him now because as he was crying and screaming for help from Killshot, he was going like, gah, trying to get his attention. But like all this gunfire, like, why would you, like, you should be saying like, wham, wham, a little baby, something that doesn't sound like a gun.
I
to
don't
cut
feel
through the
comfortable.
noise.
I get it. I just don't feel comfortable with this bit.
Instead of going like, boom, boom, you know, that's what the noises he was making, trying to like, hey, what's a loud percussive noise? Because that's what I'm told in like fires or when you're trapped underneath snow, that's what you should be doing.
Yeah, it just kind of feels like you're mansplaining to a POW survivor how to be a better POW survivor. I don't like this one. James, I don't like this one.
The joke is that, like, why would he's saying help, you know?
Yeah, he's also not making those gunfire sounds.
Yeah,
you know,
so it's now absurdist comedy.
What those gunfire sounds are gunfire happening in the war at the POW camp he's currently. That's not coming from his mouth. Those are coming from guns. Because he's at war. He's in the middle of a POW camp in a war. So those are not, to be clear, could Dante Fox Michael Winslow out a couple of gunshot sounds from his mouth? Maybe. He's very talented and he seems to be good at the things he puts his mind to. But in this instance, that's not what was happening. Those were gunfires from a gun in the war.
Okay. I got a POW.
Yeah. Okay. Is that you trying to say I have to pee? But you added OW?
No,
Oh, okay.
I got a penis, obviously wet.
Oh, great.
That's a POW.
Great stuff. So there is an execution video in this one.
Yeah, man, all of a sudden Lucha Underground got rotten.com'd.
It's a fucking... I need to not deliver that sentence while laughing.
I was about to say, like, who's leaking those beheading videos? I'm like, oh, the people beheading them, obvious. Duh, you idiot.
Yeah. This is
It's by design. They're terrorists.
It's a PR campaign. Yeah. The PR campaign that is this execution video starring Dante Fox, excuse me.
Real quick, that's how we found Osama bin Laden. We just found, like, he was posting on rotten.com. We followed that IP address, was not using a VPN, and then, you know.
I feel like we've talked about this multiple times, actually.
What? No, we haven't.
Then I'm just losing my mind. James, why do we talk about anything we've ever talked about?
To make money.
James,
to grow an audience, obviously.
Sure. James, we have an unofficial Batman podcast. At this point, we probably have like 185 episodes that we just have to stitch together from all the other podcasts we were doing that was not about Batman, but we spent a long time talking about Batman. Why do we talk about anything?
Batman started like 16 months ago, like when I started working for Chicago Comics, when I was like, yeah, you want to all read all these Nightfalls and all this other Batman. Like this time last year, I was reading like a trade of Batman a day. Of course, it's going to bleed into a podcast. Right now, it might become a Sailor Moon podcast. Who knows? I'm a little upset with this Sailor Stars arc that's happening right now, but
all right,
we don't have time.
20 minutes in. Thank you so much. Fox is rescued from this beheading video by a special forces team. So he's finally released from the POW camp. And again, this entire time, as we're getting these flashbacks, Fox is just going on the run. I like how they did this. By the time he gets to the temple, he's running. He's got to make his call time because as much as he's a bad guy and he does have a blood vendetta against the man who left him for dead in a POW camp, he's a professional. He's going to make call time.
Oh, yeah. He's listening to Kate Bush in his headphones.
Yep.
He's running up that hill, baby.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
As he's running up that hill.
Demogorgon's behind him.
Sure. He's
I'm sorry.
running into the temple, and he sees Killshot on the roof, who gives him the finger guns aimed directly between Fox's eyes. Wow. Yeah, interesting opening segment that I remember watching thinking, this is pretty beautiful. I hope James lets me get through this because it's going to be very hard to transition back into this material.
I'll say the special forces that rescued Dante Fox, what makes them special is they have guns with 0 kickback. Because when they were pointing them at the ground and you hear this huge like bang, which might have been Dante Fox just making a noise with his mouth.
Or Michael, we didn't explore that Michael Winslow was not a POW at that camp. Do we know if Michael Winslow from the Police Academy series was also? We don't know.
Man, again with the Ruby Spears productions.
Yep.
So they shoot and like the gun, they don't even make an effort to be like douche, like with their arm. They just go pew pew pew. It was really good, but I will say Dante Fox, like it's unrealistic that. Show him just from the neck up, because once you see him from below, you're like, there is no way this man has been held captive and tortured, because he is still just a built hunk.
He is very hunky. There was nothing to take away from Dante Fox's hunkiness. They may take our, it's like that William Wallace quote. They may take our lives, but they will never take Dante Fox's sick abs.
Oh, yeah.
At the desk, Vampiro is hot and uncomfortable, and that is a good thing. In the interest of Vampiro's health, let's get into this last of the first round Cueto Cup matches. 4 matches. They're all Cueto Cup first rounds. After this, we will begin the second round of the Cueto Cup, and the circle of time and tournaments continue.
Woo!
First match of the evening is the Cueto Cup round 1 match between PJ Black and Sexy Star.
The athletically gifted and knows it PJ Foxwolf.
What? Wait, Foxwolf?
Yeah, I started saying Fox because we were talking about Dante Fox, and I was like, nope, he a wolf.
Okay, I thought you were just pitching a new Metal Gear Solid like faction.
No, it's Fox's Wolf. You know, the TV network Fox. It's Fox's Wolf. Watch it after Brimstone in 1998.
Yeah, Ruby Spears got a contract to turn Wolf of Wall Street into a cartoon.
I would watch that.
It's going to be Fox's Wolf.
Yeah.
A lot of history between PJ Black and Sexy Star. PJ Black, a member of the group The Worldwide Underground, that cheated Sexy Star out of the championship and put it around Johnny Mundo. So yeah, they not good blood. Some might even say bad blood between these two.
Dang, this is like Katy Perry and Taylor Swift.
Going up that hill, sure.
Uh-huh.
PJ's being...
I loved when PJ Fox, dang it, PJ Wolf, goes... this is what he does. He gets in the ring.
PJ Black, by the way. It's not PJ Wolf
dang
either.
It. Sorry, that's why I'm getting... Okay, the Darewolf, PJ Wolf. He's hanging out.
Black.
I know.
You scamp.
He gets in the ring, does a DX chop to the audience, and rips his shirt off. Then we go into the audience, and there's one member with their hands on their face going like, oh my.
Okay, so I went back and forth cutting this note for a long time. Because when they cut to that audience member of reacting to PJ just being a brat, I spent way too long trying to figure out if that was professional wrestler and former WWE diva Paige, aka Saraya. Like, I don't think it is. And they never mention, they're never like, oh, hey, it's Saraya. I don't know why Taz is on the commentary team in my mind, but in my mind, Taz is on the commentary team.
Real quick, I'm talking about a man who is doing this.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of, I was so distracted by this woman who kind of looks like Saraya to the point To the point where I'm like, I got my two screens up. I've got the episode on one screen, and I've got a Google image just piles of Soraya comparing nose sizes to determine, and I don't have a strong answer. So Soraya, if you listen to this podcast, around 2016 probably, you would have been, you would have still been under contract with WWE, but you had a neck injury, so you might have had some more free time to yourself. Did you visit the temple? I spent literally an hour on Google comparing nose sizes to determine this. I need to go out of the house more.
This was your issue. You should have used Yandex image search.
That was it. You know what? I was using Yandex.ru though.
Oh, yeah. Also, if you do download their browser, I wouldn't recommend it. But if you do, remember, promo code JustJames.
Pay me money.
If I had money, I would.
Same, brother, same. The bell rings. Time is taken as PJ secures Sexy's wrist and starts to dictate the pace of the match.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, it kind of slows it down up until Sexy lands a hurricane, starts to pick up the pace a bit. Sexy chains together a high-speed offense, flying arm drag connects, but PJ catches her mid-DDT to counter, slow things back down, stalling suplex. Gonna let the sirens pass by.
Well, those sirens pass by and Sean's microphone. Obviously, Sexy Star has a Tomoyo, which is Sakura and Cardcaptor Sakura's best friend. And all she does is like, I want to make you outfits that you wear when you take down these cards. And it's very cute and beautiful. And clearly she's like hella gay for her best friend. And Sexy Star has that. That's why else would she have all this cool stuff? But we do know for sure Drago has that.
Yep, that has been confirmed.
That has been confirmed.
Hell yeah. PJ brute strengths his way to a top rope position. Sexy says, fuck that, and pushes him off. Falls all the way to the floor. She then climbs the other turnbuckle, flies to hit PJ with a crossbody. Top rope all the way to the floor. They cut back to that woman, and this is... I was initially going to cut that note about Soraya, but then they cut back to the woman in the audience, and I'm like, is that Soraya? And then I went back to the Google images for another hour. It took me about 5 hours to watch this episode. 4 of those hours was spent comparing nose sizes.
It took me about 40 minutes to watch this episode because during interstitial stuff, I go to 1.2 speed.
Okay. Sexy goes at 1.2 speed to toss PJ back into the ring, another crossbody for a count of 2.
Oh, shoot. That's why it looked so fast and I needed to turn it down.
Another member. At this point, another member of the Worldwide Underground, Taya, appears ringside to trip up Sexy while she's hitting the ropes. She distracts the ref. This is Taya now. Distracts the ref to toss the brass knuckles to PJ. Right behind the referee's back. PJ puts on the brass knuckles, goes to dust Sexy right in the jaw, but she ducks, kicks the knuckles out of his hand, picks it up herself. She goes to dust, catches PJ right under the jaw, blowy. But the referee turns around just in time to catch this, disqualify Sexy Star. PJ wins the match via disqualification, but a win nonetheless after 4 minutes and 16 seconds.
And at this time, I was screaming at the only guest we've ever had on this podcast, Justin B, baby, because he was the ref.
Justin Borden shouts out.
And I was just like, Justin, no! And then
You fucked up.
I say, Justin, no, because what does Sexy do?
She kicks the shit out of him. She slaps him in the head with the dusters, with the brass knuckles.
Man, if someone punched me in the head with the duster, I'd go into some sort of anaphylactic shock.
Yeah, no, I'd probably just die, like on the spot.
Yeah, because it's dust. I can't have that in my nose.
No, I get all sneezy.
That's you.
And I'm trying to be happy, or at the very least a doc.
I'm trying to be dopey.
Yeah, you know what? Same 420, baby. Dopey like marijuana.
I'm trying to be horny, which is like all seven dwarves.
No.
You've seen that. The new one, you better believe she's getting tag teamed.
I don't want to
call
know
her
about the new one.
Tekken because she's getting tag teamed with an Iron Fist, fuckers.
Oh, God.
Yes.
James, we've got a classy sports promotional package for Ray versus Johnny. This is the 4th classy sports promotional package for Ray versus Johnny.
How many do you think we're going to get? 2 more?
Maybe. I don't know. They're starting to run their course, but there's always at least like a nugget of something interesting in them for me.
Yeah. I've been liking them, especially this was like what does one person have on their side? Well, the other one has something completely different on their side.
Yeah. Ray says Johnny needs to be Lucha Underground champion because he's let too many labels define him his entire career.
Like Gucci and Prada.
I want to be champion, and I love that so much. James, it was a very good joke, but I got to get through my notes.
Okay. And then Ray's like, I got the youth on my side. And then we flash. What's up?
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I thought.
James, I need to get through my notes.
Sorry. You do it.
Because I wanted to say I really liked what Ray said here, that Johnny needs to be Lucha Underground champion. I want to be. It seems innocuous, but it's very deep. This sort of idea that we don't let the things we do define who we are, which is what Johnny's doing. I need to be the champion. That will define who Johnny Mundo is. Instead, we let who we are define the things we do. I'm Rey Mysterio, therefore I'm going to go out of my way to help Prince Puma and Dragon Azteca Jr. It's like, it seems like a small difference, but it really is it makes a lot of differences for how we interact with things, the things we take accountability for. Like, we can seize our own destinies instead of adhering to the whims and labels. Johnny, you little label slut.
Gucci, Prada.
Of the status, Gucci, Prada, Gucci, of the status quo. Johnny, it's a little sentence. This is why I wanted to get to these notes. I wrote too many things. This is my novella. Johnny is pathetic because he needs to be champ, while Ray can fight with honor and confidence, knowing what he wants. Does not need, but wants, which is to be champion.
That's like me. I want Marshland Monster on TikTok to have 1,000 followers. I need the Chicago Comics on TikTok to have 1,000 followers.
Yeah. And I want banana pudding, but I need a 401k. It's the needs and wants. Mine didn't make as much sense.
I think you also need some banana pudding, you know?
I do need, medically speaking, yeah.
It's got potassium in it.
I know, but I have that NDA. I can't talk about my potassium deficiency.
Whoa.
At least not until not until the lawsuit gets settled.
Yeah, because someone did allegedly steal all the potassium from your body.
Allegedly, of course. Were they a tiny cat that looks like they had no upper lip? Yes, allegedly. But I can't prove anything, so don't worry about it.
I thought it's because you took a dump in Chavo's bag and then he hired a witch to curse you.
Yeah, the witch was Butters.
Oh, okay. Wait, Butter doesn't. Butter has an upper lip.
Oh wait, who was I? Oh wait, which of your cat doesn't have?
No, they don't have bottom lips. Cats only have an upper lip, dude.
Oh shit, this is okay. I don't know who this cat was then that has no upper lip but a bottom lip.
I don't want to see that. Then they look like an ogre.
Looks like looks like an onion because ogres are onions. That sucks.
They have layers like onions.
Begging you to cut that.
Then you should say their mouths have layers, just like an ogre.
Just cut my entire section. Make this a podcast about Cardcaptor Sakura and Russian search engines.
Okay, so guys, Cardcaptor, she's real cool, and I'm starting to. I think I prefer it over Sailor Moon, but maybe I'm just not liking this goddamn arc where it's just a desolate planet.
I just remembered how many matches are left in this episode. I'm back. We're moving. A couple of neighborhood kids join Ray on his jog through the park as he expresses gratitude for the energy and support of the people. The people let him know he's never alone in that ring.
Which Ray says, hey, I got the youth on my side, whereas Johnny Mundo says, whoa, okay. I have the youth at heart and some mentally at my side.
Yes, Ricky Mandel is just a giant child in a trench coat. Two giant childs in trench coats.
Skin trench coat.
Yep. That classic skin trench coat look. Johnny acknowledges Ray's impressive resume. But what is a resume but a recollection of the past? Right now, Johnny's got the title, and he says, suck it, Ray. Johnny says, talk is cheap. Chicks dig scars and abs.
I got both.
I'm not afraid of anyone or anything coming my way. I'm the champion. Nobody, you can't just slip in Johnny. Real quick on Johnny. The way he just slips in chicks dig scars and abs. He's very cheeky. He's a cheeky little shit.
I got both though.
Good job.
I got abs.
And do you have the Lucha Underground Championship?
I could like 3D print one. If I can 3D print a gun, I can 3D print a belt.
All right. Well, until you 3D print both a gun and the Lucha Underground Championship, you're no Johnny Mundo there, baby.
Dang, I'd kind of be like Batman, you know?
Oh yeah. In which sense?
Well, he has a utility belt, and in year 2, he has a gun on all the covers, guys.
Wow. Well, make sure you get a gun on this cover because this has got to be a real banger.
Whoa, I liked that.
Thank you so much. Son of Havoc versus Son of Madness in the second match of these Cueto Cup Round 1 matchups tonight. Havoc already in the ring? Yes.
Well, real quick, this is like when you're playing a fighting game and they don't have alternate skins for single characters. But hey, I really like playing martial law. Well, my brother does too. And then you're like, wait, it's more like on if Super Smash Bros. And it's just all pink Kirby's. You're like, who is who?
Mm-hmm. Yes, they are wearing very similar outfits. The black pants, matching masks. And as they point out on commentary, big old beards. Thank you, James, for pointing out the beards. I cannot believe I forgot this. These are also both white guys with big beards.
Oh, I meant they're like frogs going ribbit.
Oh, that doesn't make any sense.
Hey, you know? Or maybe they're hamsters and they got a bunch of pizza bagel bites in their cheeks.
Sure. The most important thing that they share in common, however, are their motorcycle vests. Commentary spends a long time talking about these cuts, these vests that see slightly different like images, like individualized sort of symbols, but matching symbols, clearly from the same motorcycle club. Bell rings. Yes, James?
It's the Mighty Boosh symbol. That's what both of them have on the back.
Great. We're 40 minutes in, James, and you're about to say, oh, we got no time, Sean. We gotta go. I'm like, I wonder why, James. I wonder why.
I don't know.
Bell rings as the Sons meet up on the stairs. They trade hands before Havoc hip tosses his larger opponent all the way to the floor.
Oh, yeah.
As Havoc brings Madness into the ring, commentary considers that relationship again. Like, they're clearly from the same motorcycle club. We don't know anything about this Madness guy. This is his debut. And Havoc knew him immediately. What is going on? I think Vampiro begins to speculate Madness might be a sergeant at arms for this motorcycle club. Someone who's sort of in charge to collect infractions. Like if someone performed some infraction against the club, they send out this guy to go take care of them.
Yeah, give them little kisses.
Yeah, but the kisses are violence. And if the kisses were violence, yep.
Kiss with a fist.
Bunch of little kiss with a fist.
Would you rather get a bunch of lip kisses or punch kisses by a wrestler?
We have literally zero time to get into that.
Do you have something to do today? Because we can go a little long.
No, but we've been doing such a good job of keeping these episodes to about an hour.
Okay.
Like we've been doing such a good job of that. And we're in the second match.
Okay. I guess it's because I have like 4 notes left. That might be why I'm like, yeah, man, we got time.
Oh, yeah, no, I have more than 4 notes left.
Okay.
Let me see. Maybe I don't. Let me get back into it. Madness tries to muscle into an advantageous position, but Havoc is too fast as he slides out of the ring, trips up Madness. Then drags him back out before sliding in for a big house show dive. Madness slides in as Havoc's airborne. They know each other very well. As much as like they have very different styles, Son of Havoc, one of the nicest high flyers in the entire company. Very fast, very agile, can do the parallel beam fucking elbow drop. Son of Madness, on the other hand, big burly motherfucker, is also fat, like is very athletic, but is using his strength as his advantage point. And the trading house here dives was very cool. Havoc rouses the fans before his springboard, a mistake that Madness makes him pay for by pulling his leg out from under him, big old crash and burn on the outside. Signature back handspring elbow of Havoc's gets caught. Havoc escapes but with a back body drop, corner clothesline after corner clothesline gets ducked, which is wild. Like, I love that they put each other in the corner, and then it's going to come in with a clothesline, opponent ducks. The opponent says, well, I'm coming in with a clothesline, opponent ducks again. Like, they just like trading these ducks and clotheslines for a minute in the way that's like, yeah, these guys know each other. They've mastered their corner clothesline techniques in bars across the open road, collecting bounties and doing biker shit.
Like selling drugs to teens.
Yeah, they learned their corner clotheslines by selling drugs to teenagers.
Actually, I don't think
which is
bikers
how
do
wrestlers
that.
used to. No, this is how wrestlers used to get training.
Oh, okay, hell yeah. I mean, yeah, why not?
Macho Man Randy Savage learned the elbow drops selling teenagers marijuana.
That would be very funny. Most drug dealers want to talk to you about like Fish or the Wu-Tang Clan's unreleased albums, but what the rest, like, they're like, hey, can I like show you a move? And I'll like, you kind of don't have a choice because I haven't like given you all your weed yet, but you have paid me. Hey, let me show you my off the top ropes elbow drop.
Let me show you this sharpshooter. And then you're like, damn it, The Rock. I don't want to be put into your shitty sharpshooter, but I really do want to smoke some marijuana tonight. Yeah, okay. And then you get put into the move.
Here, let me show you what I do on the Jungle Cruise.
If The Rock sold you drugs and all you had to do was watch the Jungle Cruise with him, like if you go, okay, guys, sit down real quick before you take off. We're watching the Jungle Cruise. It's only the third time today. I would buy drugs from The Rock.
I'd find a different dealer.
Whoa. Well, Madness is trying to find a different dealer of violence as he throws Son of Havoc back into the ring.
This match is the most pit fighter we've seen aesthetically in all of Lucha Underground.
Now, what do you mean by that?
You know the video game Pit Fighter?
Yeah, it's anyone who doesn't remember Pit Fighter, Yancey it? What is it called again?
Huh?
The Russian search engine?
Oh, Yandex?
Yandex, yeah. Yandex it. But yeah, that early sort of technology that Mortal Kombat uses with like real actors, but in a video game. Specifically as a fighting game, they all wear, you got one guy wearing red pants, that was red pants. You had one guy wearing yellow pants, that was old yellow pants. So you can't forget about blue pants. It sounds like I'm sort of being facetious. The characters, to my mind, were really just red pants, yellow pants, blue pants.
Oh, yeah. And I don't know, just they look like they could have fit in on Pit Fighter. And the lighting also looks like Pit Fighter in this match.
I can kind of see that. I can kind of see that so much that I do see that.
And it's currently Matt McMuscle's worst fighting game ever.
Hey, it's shitty. I think, what was it, the Genesis version?
I think it's either the Genesis or the Super Nintendo
Nintendo, yeah. Madness rolls out, diving Suicida from Havoc. Havoc throws Madness back in. Havoc goes for the shooting star press, that patented shooting star press. Madness avoids. Schoolboy rolls up, hand full of them tights. But Havoc kicks that too. Havoc with a schoolboy of his own, but scores the 3 this time. Knows how to put down Madness. Son of Havoc moves forward in the tournament after 8 minutes and 45 seconds.
Woo!
After the match, Madness attacks a celebrating Havoc from behind. Madness now takes off with both his and Havoc's vest.
No.
Havoc nipples will be exposed. And more importantly, the colors of his biker gang. The biker gang we assumed him to be in, but have never actually met before tonight. It's a bad sign. You don't want to let the club take your cut. It means usually that means you're out, and pretty soon you're done. And then I'm doing the drag my thumb across my throat in a threatening manner. Havoc may have won the match, but whatever this war is seems to just be getting started.
Gimme this war, okay?
Hey, gimme Cueto Cup round 1 matchup, Prince Puma versus Ricky Mandel, huh?
This one, I think, is the most complex match, so like we should get down to brass tacks. There's a lot to dig in here.
Honestly, we might have to make this match its own episode. It really deserves a full hour plus of our time.
This is going to be like the pendulum when we did Shuffling the Deck.
Yeah, this is our pendulum. This really is. Well, let's get into it. The match is a minute 14. Prince Puma, former Lucha Underground champion, is coming out of an impressive victory against Mil Muertes. He is full emo phase as he is undergoing his training with the Master Vampiro. Just like black hoodie, black jeans. Oh, he's so cool.
Emo Phases of the Moon. It's Emo Phillips doing a special on just like what the phases of the... That got Sean so bad.
Wasn't prepared for Emo Phillips.
And he's just doing jokes on all the phases of the moon.
Oh yeah, I told you I met Emo Phillips, right?
Yeah.
He's cool.
Nicest man in comedy, I hear.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart, and he's got some killer moon jokes.
Uh-huh. If he ever shows up to Chicago Comics, I'm going to pitch him that. Emo phases of the moon. And they'll be like, well, I don't understand the emo phases. I'm like, well, like teens my age, like when we were growing up, everyone's like, yeah, that's your emo phase. And he goes, oh, people were listening to my records when you were in, and I'm like, no, like different kind of emo. I technically had an emo phase, but I think maybe my friend Sean did too, and that might be the only two millennials who did. We're talking about a different emo.
Yeah. Wait, how are we? Isn't emo like an aggressive? I can't. This match. There's an hour worth of material to talk about this match.
Uh-huh.
Shouts out to all the emo phase kids and the Emo Phillips phase kids.
Hell yeah.
Canonically, so Prince Puma, very impressive. And the Mil Muertes, anytime you get a victory over Mil Muertes is a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. His opponent, Ricky Mandel, we now know canonically, is not a member of the Worldwide Underground, but currently an intern. An unpaid intern. He's a fucking scab.
If you message your mom this, like, hey, I'm interning with the Worldwide Underground, could you like send me rent money because it's unpaid? Would she?
I hope not.
Okay, good. All right.
Like, yeah, please don't. Nadine, if I ever come to you for money because I'm interning for Johnny Mundo, don't let it happen. Don't, please. Send me to, you know what would happen? She'd call Vampiro and Vampiro would just kidnap me in the middle of the night and make me his next pupil.
Uh-huh. And you get paid for that. That is a paid apprenticeship.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You get paid in pig's blood and cocaine, but you do get paid to intern under Vampiro.
But you are in LA. Guess who needs that pig's blood eventually someday? The Kitchen from Good Mythical Morning. And that cocaine? Go to San Francisco. All those tech bros are doing it.
We're bringing back the barter system in Los Angeles with pig's blood and cocaine.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Ricky demands a microphone before the match starts. He demands this microphone so he can vow to take Puma to Slam Town, and it immediately gets pump kicked in the face.
Uh-huh. I do want to go back a tiny bit. I loved in his entrance. Normally Johnny Mundo has this like fan blowing at him and his hair goes which way and he just looks majestic. When that happens to Mandel, he starts to kind of like shiver like, oh no, it's too cold. It's funny. This show has good comedy.
Oh yeah, no, it's great. And I really do like this entire Ricky Mandel sort of saga from him coming up to Sexy Star being like, hey, isn't Johnny so cool? Like he's a fanboy. He's a fanboy and all of his dreams are coming true. Unfortunately, those dreams include Johnny taking advantage of him. Taking advantage of this unpaid labor. But yeah, he's too cold. He vows to take Puma to Slamtown, and instead he just gets kicked in the face. Bell finally rings. Puma immediately with a Northern Lights brainbuster suplex combo covers for two. Barely. The hood is not even off. Like the hood is still up until he covers for two. The hoodie stays on. Spoilers, the entire match. Emo kids kicking fucking preps asses. That's what this minute 14 is. Mandel finds it miraculously almost, scores a super kick, which only wakes Puma up. Mm-hmm. Like he just like kind of adjusts the jaw, is like, that was dumb, Ricky Mandel. He explodes into Ricky's face with what I thought was a flying knee. I watched it back. No, he extends the leg, so it's this flying front kick. Puma hits Vertigo, his version of the spinning Michinoku Driver 2, to finish Mandel off in minute 14. Hoodie never came off. After the match, Puma backflips to superhero pose on the Aztec symbol in the ring as Vampiro removes his headset to applaud his pupil, currently crushing this phase of darkness.
Yeah, just like all emo phases, the hoodie stays on because, most emo phases happen during teenage years and you're conscious of that body and it's gross.
Yeah, Emo Phillips, Phases of the Moon. I wonder if Emo Phillips is self-conscious about his body.
Probably not. He's a child at heart.
Yeah, and it's a good heart.
Yeah.
Temple Jim, Dragon Azteca Jr. is getting ready for his Cueto Cup first-round match, this main event match, when Rey Mysterio pays a surprise visit. Even though Rey is in training for his title match against Johnny Mundo, he was not about to miss the return of his friend and former student. Dragon wants to win this whole tournament and face Rey at Ultima Lucha 3. He expresses that as much. And Puma is slinking around too. I love this interaction. It really, just to contrast how far Prince Puma has fallen. He sort of like gives a bit of a slow clap, and he tells Rey that after this is Prince Puma. Prince Puma tells Rey that after Rey beats that cabron Johnny Mundo, he's getting his rematch against Rey at Ultima Lucha, and he promises not to lose. Puma walks away. Rey and Dragon seem disappointed by Puma's turn to the dark side, but Rey puts a hand on Dragon's shoulder and reminds him one match at a time.
And that dark side's WWE.
Yeah, boo. We don't fuck with that. Boo. Lucha, Lucha, Cueto, Cueto, Cueto. Is Cueto, has created an unsafe work environment? Is he sacrificing lives and souls to his master and to random councilmen? And is he dangerously addicted to powdered mashed potatoes and thin gravy? Yeah, but
he's not trying to take down the Department of Education.
Absolutely. Cueto, 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 Cueto. Yeah, we fuck with Dario here. Cueto Cup Round 1, the final Round 1 matchup. Dante Fox versus Dragon Azteca Jr. with Rey Mysterio Jr. accompanying him.
Oh, man. Guys, we said it when Kill Shot was on screen either last week or 2 weeks ago, but Dante Fox fucking rules too. I cannot. Clearly, they're going to be wrestling. Make it happen now. Skip this Cueto Cup. Just give me 4 episodes, a best of 5. Let's just make it 4 matches, though. We don't need to extend it.
I like how this starts with how much you, and it was I love Dante Fox. He's amazing. Don't give him the full best of 5 series.
But because all best of 5 series have been all 5 matches. Let's throw them for a loop. Let's do only 4 matches this time.
Let's go the other way. Let's give him 6.
Whoa, because one's a tie? Yeah. But hey, Lucha Underground, we don't do ties, baby.
No!
So yeah, man, Dante Fox fucking rules. And I feel like we haven't been able to see him really wrestle his ass off until this match. And it it left an impression, and that impression is gonna stay.
It's
not memory foam, baby.
Does memory foam? I thought memory foam famously stays.
No, memory foam, you sink in, and then when you put your hand off it, goes back to where the memory of it is.
And then you drink a glass of wine and you set it down on the foam and you're like, oh no, it's going to tip over, but it never tips over.
But Butter does that all the time on our Casper mattress.
Not tip over?
No, set wine down. However,
okay.
Yeah, man, it's stained to hell.
Yeah, I was going to say, Butter seems like someone who knocks over wine glasses constantly.
Well, yeah, but not because the bed, it's because she's just so scared trying to put it down. She, even if a car alarm goes off 2 blocks away, she freaks out.
Yeah. And of course, there was the one time that she put the wine glass down successfully, and she got so excited that she threw her paws up, knocked over the wine glass immediately.
The only time she hasn't knocked it over is when she knocked it back, and then she became a wino for a day.
Yeah. She was Paul Giamatti.
Yeah.
Remember that? This is okay. So we're just Family Guy for your cats at this point. Because you remember that time Butters turned into Paul Giamatti from Sideways? This is a Family Guy. We're Family Guy. It's Seth MacFarlane and his best friend Seth MacFarlane talking about Lucha Underground.
Yeah,
that's what this has become.
We never brought this up on the podcast, but you came over last month and you were hanging out. We were in the kitchen and you were kind of leaning back onto the wall next to our refrigerator.
Why would you bring this up right now?
Oh, well, Henry comes up and he just is looking at you, and I was like, oh yeah, he's gonna jump up Sean. But I didn't say anything out loud.
No.
And then Henry just tries to jump up you, trying to like, hey, yeah, you're gonna hold me, right? And then Sean just kind of goes like, huh? And then kind of just knocks him off.
my chest.
Yeah.
I don't knock him off. Hold on. I didn't swat him away.
Well, you just shook him off.
Not even. I literally, I didn't move, I don't think. I guess I would have shook a little bit in reaction because hey, a little bit about me. I did not grow up with a lot of cats. I've never seen that before.
He's a weirdo.
A moment that, looking back, is super beautiful, right? It means I've gotten to know Henry. Henry's gotten to know me well enough that he trusts me to, when he leaps into my arms, to catch him. Like, if that's not beautiful, I don't know what is. To trust me to catch him.
Yeah.
And instead, I go, huh? And he falls on his tuchus. And he just falls, he just bounces off my chest and just falls straight on his little cat ass.
And I'll say the only other co-host in this feed on Marshland Media podcast, Jose, Henry's never jumping into his arms for a hug. It's only to get a hamburger out of Jose's hand.
Is that true?
Non-stop, because he's always bringing over a hamburger. Henry's just like violently just like trying to get the hamburger out of his hand.
Oh my gosh. Speaking about violent, you want to talk about this match some?
Man who almost got beheaded, he is here in the temple.
He sure is. Vampiro and Ray not really getting along. Ray was famously trying to talk Puma back to the light side. And Vampiro kind of calling Ray out for being maybe a little hypocritical. Ray is so opposed to the dark side of the Rudo, yet he's giving his friend a numbers advantage in this one-on-one match. Why do you have to come out here, Ray? Why you gotta be? You could watch from the bleachers. You could have bought a nice ticket. Why you gotta be ringside like this?
We could have set up a third chair, give you some headphones and a microphone. You could have been commentating.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. We would love to hear your voice. The children who jog alongside of you, they would love to hear your voice. You're a man of the people, Ray, not a man of the 2-on-1 encounters. How do you feel? Whose side are you taking right now? Vampiro or Rey Mysterio?
I guess Ray, because like Vampiro, It's like, calm down.
I don't know. Like it might be Vampiro calm down, but like I kind of like when Vampiro's crazy like that. I might go Vampiro.
Okay.
Fox, this is an interesting matchup where Fox just can't really get a hand on the elusive dragon.
Interesting matchups. I'm Violent J.
Why do you sound like Dennis Miller then?
Well, because he said interesting t-shirts.
Oh, okay. You know what? It's not even that you sounded like Dennis Miller. It's something the audience will never know until now because I'm telling them. It's that you do the Dennis Miller's hands when you do them. The sort of the two hands out to the side. Interesting t-shirts, babe.
Okay, all right. I don't even know who Dennis Miller is.
Remember when you were trying to do Daniel Tosh and we all said that does not sound like Daniel Tosh, it sounds like Dennis Miller?
Oh, and then I started sounding like Triple H.
Yeah. Formulaic, that's still in the feeds, right?
Yeah, you can listen to Formulaic wherever you're listening to this.
Yeah. But yeah, interesting t-shirts is this matchup. You know what? It's very counter wrestling, which is, I think I've said before, like my favorite. I love big moves. They're very cool. But I love like really tricky counters and like kind of like what we saw with the Havoc and Madness match, where it's just like no one can really. It's so hard to get like an actual grip on your opponent that by the time you do something even simple like a clothesline, it's like holy shit because you've built it up with all these counters. Mm-hmm. Yeah. For instance, Fox avoids Dragon to hit him with a suicida dive, follows up by another diving flipping senton over the ropes. Bullies him around a little bit before. Actually, sorry, this is not an example of counters. It's just Dante Fox being amazing. Mm-hmm. So yeah, suicida through the ropes, sentons over the ropes. Now they're outside the ring. Dante Fox he throws Dragon halfway back in, so his torso is just kind of lying outside under the ropes. Dante Fox then climbs to the top rope, diving guillotine leg drop to the apron. Just crushing the trachea, the throat, the chestal cavity of Dragon. Throws back into the ring, covers, only gets the 2 count.
I've heard of a fire fox, but this is a flying fox.
Wow. And this, damn it, Still a better search engine than Yentl. What is it called again?
It's Yentl now, guys.
Yentl search engine. Fox continues, slingshot corner dropkick, cartwheel fireman's carry, cover for another 2. It's interesting. It's very counter heavy until it's not. And then it's just some of the craziest big spots ever. So we mentioned before, I struggled to find the end of this match. I was kind of like Googling it. I think one of the times I stopped Googling was like I was finding reviews, and I immediately disagreed with them. And it's interesting where time sort of separates. A lot of these reviewers, these internet marks, these smart marks, if you will, were sort of complaining how it's so indicative of this indie style at the time. You know, the sort of TNA influence of guys like AJ Styles, the very fast, very high flying, the Young Bucks at this time, Kenny Omega, who wouldn't be an indie, he would be in New Japan, but that sort of influence is being so felt that specifically this match, that spoiler, I love this match.
It
James,
rules.
you already said, how this was such a star-making performance for you. It's so interesting then, like, you know, watching this in 2025, I almost called it 2021, Jesus Christ. Watching this in 2025 and being like, this is amazing, versus like watching it in 2016 being like, oh, it's just like, it's a fucking AJ Styles ripoff. And it's so much more than that. Like, it's so, I don't know. I think they're being a little bit of haters, but I could also see that like high-flying, high-speed professional wrestling kind of just being everywhere in 2016. But it's so fucking good. And it's so good here. Very fast, very high-speed match. I guess we can kind of skip ahead to the end if that's all right.
Yeah, and then I'll fill you in on the end.
Actually, yeah, I'll skip ahead to where I stopped watching, and then you can fill me in on the end. Sort of, there's a big double down moment. Again, because it's been a lot of like, someone starts a string, maybe they get 1 or 2 moves in, and then cut off. Someone starts a bit of a combo, maybe they get 3 moves in, dramatic kick out at 2. There's this moment where Fox counters Dragon with a basement drop kick. You know, Dragon rolls backwards, reeling from the drop kick, but follows the momentum, follows that adrenaline to get back on his feet, throw a drop kick of his own before collapsing. And now they're both down. It's just like, fuck, we're kicking each other's asses. Eventually, and like we're running out of the juice. Ray he presses his face up against the ropes to try and cheer his friend back up. Come on, Dragon, you can do it. Get up. Are you okay? Like, there's a second Ray's like, oh shit, is my friend actually hurt? And as Ray is checking on his friend, that's when the Worldwide Underground crawl out of the woodwork like rats smelling opportunity.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's right when my video cut out, was as Taya and I think PJ Black was there as well. Mm-hmm. They start surrounding the ring and begin to attack Rey Mysterio.
They just bum rush him. All members just start destroying him. The focus is being pulled. That's the only reason I did not like this initially. Is like, come on, man, like Dante Fox was doing so good with Azteca Jr., but eventually they're wrestling. Junior's like, hey, I gotta help Ray out. He dives in there. It's awesome. After like he laid out Fox for a little bit. So he gets back in. He gets up to the like top rope, the turnbuckle in one of the corners, and he just leaps toward Fox. Fox catches it, and just like an absolute champ, just standing high kick, just like puts his leg up into the air at this flying chin coming right for him. Just Gadoosh! Azteca falls on the ground. 1, 2, 3. He's done. Dante Fox moves on.
Interesting. And Dragon Azteca Jr. losing the fight, doing a very light side technical move. Hey, this match is important, but what's more important than this victory? My friend. When I fight for my friends goes wrong. You see all these Cardcaptor Sakura, Sailor Moon, and all sorts of media and television series and stories based on fighting for your friends, but they never tell you what happens when, while you're fighting for your friends, Dante Fox kicks you in the chin and knocks you the fuck out. They never go into that side of the story. Lucha Underground, not afraid to tell that side of the story.
I mean, sort of in Sailor Moon right now, spoilers for Sailor Moon, it does go into that. It shows that your daughter, 1,000 years in the future, who's 900 years old, she gets awoken and becomes big, and then she is polluted in the mind, so she pollutes the mind of her dad from the past and makes out with him because she's in love with him.
Real quick, any other notes on the episode?
No, that's how it ends. It fades to black. There's nothing else.
Hell yeah, great. Then this is fine to say. Well, if you're worried that I wanted to make sure we were ready to transition, and then I actually processed what you said, and I'm second guessing all of my transitions right now.
Yeah, it's it's crazy how, like they're making out.
What the fuck?
Damien,
what the fuck?
or I get Mamo-chan.
Yeah.
His brain is polluted, like he's being brainwashed. He doesn't know what's going on, but yeah, Chibi Yusa, now a full-grown lady, she is 900 years old, just so everyone knows.
But that's still her dad.
Yeah, but dad from the past.
Still your... All right.
If you're having sex with your or making out, you can make out with your dad 900 years in the past.
I don't think so. I don't think so. You know what? We're gonna start a new podcast where we just discuss the moral quandaries of Sailor Moon, because I don't know. Well,
it's real weird, guys.
Hey, if you're looking to get brainwashed, can I introduce you into other avenues where you can let me and James's voice into your eardrums? Make sure you check out twitch.tv/GooseVonKaiser. Try and play video games on there. I might actually just have to switch to Discord because I have to do some TV watching for a project that I got coming up. But make sure you watch twitch.tv/GooseVonKaiser and you have a good time doing stuff.
Hell yeah, guys. Listen to my other podcasts like Mostly Speaking Sentai. You can hear Sean on there a bunch. Listen to Death to Squids, please. We're going through Highlander now. Listen to Formulaic, a podcast in script writing. This movie's gay. All of that and so much more information on it can be found over on MLMpod.com. That's MLMPOD.com. Then head over to patreon.com/MLMpod, where for $5 a month you get exclusive content every single Friday. This Friday is Engaged with Nicolas Cage, where we will be discussing the movie Joe from 2013 or 14.
Oh, wait, which one was Joe? I know we're leaving. It sounds so familiar. That's why I'm like, which one was Joe?
It's David S. Goyer, I believe. No, David Gordon Green co-wrote and directed it.
Oh.
Or did not direct. He directed, did not write.
That's over on the Patreon?
That will be over on the Patreon on Friday.
Oh. Patreon sounds like it's bumping. But there's surely no more like benefits you get to joining the Patreon, are there?
Well, if you want all of that weekly stuff included with some monthly bonus exclusive content, head over to the $10 tier where you'll get straight to Patreon and so much more every month, baby. I don't know what we're doing. I believe Mohawk Johnson will be on that this week, hopefully, fingers crossed, if scheduling works out. But you also get shout outs on every single free. It is 57 degrees out right now. That is baffling. Wowzers.
Holy shit. Let's wrap up and go. Yeah, let's go throw a ball in the park.
I'm not going that far with it. I'm just mainly talking on how wild it is that it was, like in the negatives a couple days ago. But you get shout-outs on every single free feed podcast. Let's begin with those, starting with Steve F., Eric Berry of Ranger Command Power Hour, Alex Z. The Waz, Orion, my Bickle brother in common law, Joshua, Jake, Steve Barnes, a sweet child of time, my mother, Lil Corey's BFF and now former roommate Shane, twitch.tv/Core Winning, it's Corwin, from the Rom Complex as well as Formulaic, a podcast and script writing, it's twitch.tv/R2 Shelby2, and from Speed Radio, a podcast in all things Sonic the Hedgehog, it's Zinny D, a.k.a. Tay, and I've been James.
Climate change is real, and I've been Sean, and this has been Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling. Purple Prancer forever, be like Bob.
Bye-bye. Oh, yeah.